thanks for joining the call again today, Stephanie. It's great to have you here with us. I thought it'd be a great reason to just kind of start off with a little bit more about you and the organization that you're a part of.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me, and nice to be connected with you. I'm Stepanie Garnica, and I'm the Director of Global Business Development Efforts for the City and County of Denver. And the office I work for is the Denver Economic Development and Opportunity.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So the reason we wanted to get you on the call today, Stephanie, is as we've discussed beforehand, there's so many companies that we speak to every day that want to expand into the US. And one of the cities that everyone kind of has been talking to us about is Denver. It certainly seems that like Austin was the city of choice last year. Everybody wanted to go to Austin, where now more and more people are talking to us about Denver. So we wanted to speak to an expert and find out why that is and why it's attractive kind of to businesses, because I know businesses like Gymshark have just set up a big office there. So why is it that everybody's talking about Denver?
Well, historically, Denver was known as this great gateway to the Rocky Mountains. So for a long time, and it hasn't been this way in a while, but for a long time, it was the city that people would fly into and then head up to the mountains, but kind of overlook in and of itself. As of late, more and more people are stopping here, and you mentioned Gymshark and others. It is the city centered almost in the geographic center of the United States. So a central location is really key. But also it is at the base of the Rocky Mountains. So that outdoor lifestyle, that health and wellness, life balance is really imbued in every aspect of the community, both from a work side, a personal side. And so that is something that's been really critical in attracting a lot of companies here and people from around the globe. And Denver has a very diverse economy too. So it's not really centered on any one sector, which it learned its lessons. Historically, also, it was an oil and gas town, and it was also an agricultural hub. And as those are two sectors that have massive fluctuations, in the 80s, it really intentionally, as a state government, city government, county governments across the state, decided that they needed to diversify. And so it's now become this hub of aerospace activity, life science activity. It's a big tech hub. It's a big startup hub. And so with all of those different companies attracting people with different skills, it's become this really nice mixture of people working in different industries, but also being able to enjoy the outdoor lifestyle that we're known for.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So what are some of the, obviously we've mentioned Gymshark, are there any other kind of big companies that are either kind of headquartered in Denver or that are kind of, relocating and moving out to Denver?
Yeah, we do have 10 Fortune 500 companies that are in the Metro Denver area. One of them includes Western Union, so that's a big, I guess it's called a fintech company now, but historically it was known for remittances and money transfers. We have Arrow Electronics that's headquartered just a little bit south of Denver, so a massive global electronics company. We have the Ball Corporation. They're known for making aluminum cans, glass bottles. They also have an aerospace division to them. So those are some of the big Fortune 500 ones. But we also have a number of global companies that are opening offices in Denver. A few that have opened offices here recently include Melio, which is an Israeli fintech company. We have Finder, which is an Australian-based fintech company. So traditionally, those companies have gone to the coastal cities in the US, but then recognizing that A, they need a talented workforce, B, they need a more central location in a time zone that allows them greater access to their clients around the world, and even greater ability to travel and visit their clients in all parts of the United States. They're more and more coming to Denver and opening either a second office here or relocating their US headquarters here and then having satellite offices on the coast. So that lower cost of living and different balance of life has been really attractive to companies from around the world, which is fun to see our community also grow and have more of a global influence.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you mentioned actually that kind of central location is so key, and the way you talk about it, it makes so much sense that you've got access to both coasts. And then you've also got the balance of the great outdoor lifestyle, especially with COVID. Lots of people are working remotely and working from home. So that is such an attractive thing to have on your doorstep in Denver, is, like you said, the gateway to the Rockies. So that's fantastic. Thank you. So when it comes to the businesses, obviously a big driver is going to be kind of tax and the kind of the tax climate and any funds and grants that are available to them. Is there anything like that in the kind of the Denver kind of market at all?
Yeah, the city of Denver itself has some limited funding that they can give to businesses. We traditionally will refer companies to the state government and their economic development team that has a greater pool of funding to give in the form of incentives when it comes to job growth and having X number of jobs that are going to pay a certain salary depending upon where in the state they're choosing to locate. So they're a great partner of ours. Where the city really shines is providing this service where we welcome businesses to the community. We provide these warm introductions and really help them integrate into the community, whether it's not only doing the site selection and helping post jobs and tap into workforce services, but also if they want to meet people from their industry who are leaders in the community that could talk them through what are some of the challenges they faced or what are some angles that would be good to consider. We're great at opening up our knowledge of contacts and network, and then those people are great at replying and saying, yeah, I'll give you time. I'll meet with you for a cup of coffee. So that is something that is really helpful and key, is that we want to see these companies not just get here, but once they get here, establish themselves successfully, integrate into the community, and feel like they have this instantaneous network that they can start building into and tapping into. We'll invite them to attend events as our guests. We'll invite them to be a speaker on a panel. However, we can help get their name out into the community and help on that brand awareness piece, but also introduce them to key chambers of commerce or industry associations or annual events that align with their industry or even the country they're from if it's a global company, and just really getting them set up for success.
Brilliant. It sounds like you've got a fantastic resource there for companies that it's quite scary, taking that big leap and setting up your first office, or like you mentioned, relocating a second office. So having you and the team there to be able to be that that resource bank to help it with every step of the way is such a help. So thank you for sharing that. I suppose the kind of the big question when it comes to, especially at the minute, with it being such a candidate-driven market in terms of the great resignation that's happening, a big thing is going to be a talent pool. So people want obviously to have access to a great talent pool. We've obviously spoken about the quality of life that Denver offers. So what can people expect from living in Denver? So from a staff point of view, what's the best thing about Denver, in your opinion, about living there?
That lifestyle, quality of life, and open people where you really just have this collaborative spirit. Wherever you go, you feel welcomed, you feel like you're a part of something, you can plug in easily, you're not viewed as an outsider, really, no matter where you're from, what your accent might sound like. So that's really attractive. And because we are a pretty research heavy state in the universities that we have here, and also the federal government research and development labs that both provide a great platform, scientists and researchers from around the world, but also giving back to the communities and opening up lab space for startup companies to be able to test ideas and help commercialize them. So really entrepreneurial, innovative, creative thinkers and minds are attracted here. And if you can't find the talent locally from an employer perspective, it's very easy to promote that you have a job opening in Denver and then people will want to come here. So even though, yeah, there is like finding the right employee can be challenging, it seems like companies here are faring better than some because of the attractive nature of our city and our community and our whole ecosystem.
Brilliant, thank you. So I suppose just the final question is, say for example, we've got a business owner that we're speaking to and they're saying they're weighing up a few states Obviously, the first thing we would do is we put them in touch with you to have a conversation about why Denver's amazing. But what would you kind of say is your top line that you would sell a business owner on Denver with?
I would say the prime location, the access to different time zones. We typically start our day here, and I'm in the global business world, but talking to European companies, work my way through like North America, South America, and then end the day with Asia, Indo-Pacific area. So it is great to have that access. So the time zone, the central location, the workforce, and the quality of life would be my top selling points.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Stephanie. It's been really eye-opening for us, and that's such a great resource for us to have that information. I really appreciate you sharing your time with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity.